What up, everybody? I'm John Fight Bleasel. This is Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. Case 5. Rise from the Ashes, and what I'm predicting to be the last episode. If not, poopy. Oh yeah, shit. I forgot something. Remember to mention a piece of paper that was in his desk. I totally forgot. Speaking of that, when we were in here earlier. Ah, it's you two. Chief Gant. He put that paper he was reading on his desk. Wonder what he was reading. This looks like a list of evidence. List of evidence? Most cases the list runs twice as long as this, though. Hey look, I got the case name. Huh? That's all night incident. Wonder what this is doing here. Hold on, detective. What did you just say? I said, I wonder what... No, about evidence list. Normally they're twice as long? That's right, I guess there wasn't a lot of evidence. A half-size list of evidence. A list of evidence, it seems too short. Most lists run twice as long. What would the other half of the list be doing here? I knew it! The chief must be hiding something about that case. It appears so. You're probably thinking, huh, weird, why can't we examine this? And why couldn't we do that with the other paper? The Goodman's note. I don't have the foggiest. But it's so you couldn't figure it out immediately. I'm assuming. Also because on the 3DS you're able to turn the damn thing upside down. But here, unless you turn your whole TV upside down, well. I wonder what this is. Looks like someone drew some kind of sketch here. What is it? Did you find something? Can't make it out. I'd better keep it quiet about it for now. Oh, no, it's nothing. Why are your eyes moving like that, Mr. Wright? I don't forget about this picture. Okay. Yep. Uncommon. Well, remember this was a crime scene. So let's use the luminol fluid. You bastard, hit triangle. Whoa, this area must have been covered in blood. Is this from our incident? That incident? It must be, when prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered. 2 years have passed, so the reaction's kind of dull. So a murder really did take place here. Can I spray the detective? That'd be hilarious. Where's that Jew? He took your Jew. Hey look, they're hard to bring up, but there's some target red stings here. Looks like blood. I like Lena, blah 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 blah. Now present it. Detective Gumshoe, could you have another look at this jar? I remember when the three of us put that back together. Ah, those were the days. Kind of early to be nostalgic. Wasn't this jar a piece of evidence from that case? That's right. One of the shards had an SL9 incident sticker on it. None is ringing any bells, you know, the fragment we just found. And this one that was in the safe? Yes, that one. That was... I skipped over too fast, sorry. Now that you mention it, it's ringing a lot of bells. Let's see if it fits. Here, let me see that shot. I'll take a crack at this. Go ahead, pal. Show us what a rookie can do. Mr. Wright, here's some glue. Let's piece this together again. To prove Chief Gant was knowingly hiding evidence. Here goes! I doing it! Weird. There, it fits like a charm. Of course, means Chief Gant willingly knowingly had hid a piece of this jar in his safe. In other words, he concealed a piece of evidence from the SL9 incident. But, you guys, get a look at this. What is it? This piece you just attached. It's different from the others. There's a reddish line on it. A reddish line? That's blood. I don't get it. Why would Chief Gant hide this in his safe? You probably could already tell that it looks like it spells something out. No, it looks like blue. The piece of the Chief has is different, though. The blood stains on the other pieces are just spots. This one's a line. That is odd. Well, I'm not saying what it spells out, but you'll see. You'll see! Now, let's present the detective's dick. Kidding. Maybe I'm not. I don't know. Detective Gumshoe, I'd like you to have a look at this. Hey, I know what that is. You want to take some fingerprints? It's a great idea, Detective. Alright, go to town. Sheesh. What are you doing? Why are you sticking out your hand like that? Go ahead, take my fingerprints. It's not your fingerprints we want to take. Hmm? Come on, isn't it the time for jokes? We're talking about the cloth we found in the safe. Oh, there. I knew that. The one with the handprint on it, right? Sheesh, where's your sense of humor? Let's check for prints. Sprinkle the powder on the finger on the cloth. Then, once they've been absorbed in the prints, blow the rest away. What are you, my mom? I don't have to be told a million times. There, let's get this over with. Well, that one seems to be the best print. Do-do-do-do-do. Oh, I thought that was a magnifying glass just styled differently. That's the powder thing. Oh, I'm an idiot. Damn it, I was almost got it on the first shot. No? 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 Nah. Wrong. Wrong. Wrong! Negatory! Wait, what the fuck? Did I accidentally skip over it? Huh. Weird. Couldn't be. Eh? Emma? No, how can this be? What are Emma's fingerprints doing on here? Hey, found a match? Whose fingerprints were they? Huh? Oh, seems the prints are too old. Not clear enough to get a match. Oh, that's too bad. I thought they'd be Dark's prints. Psst! Hey, you! Over here! What's going on here? What are the kids' prints doing inside the Chief's safe? Don't ask me. Let's just keep this information from Emma for now. Here, maybe you should hold on to this. Well, was I any help? Of course. Thanks to your ID card, we were able to get some hard evidence. Now, that's not very kind, is it? In other words, if it wasn't for his ID card, he would have been useless. Isn't that right, you in the coat? Yeek! Chief Gant! We didn't think you'd be back so soon. Fortunately, I'm a man who believes in signs. As I was walking to my meeting, I happened to look out a window and saw a stray dog run right into a pole. Just then I thought of a certain detective. You mean me, sir? Now then, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you all to leave. Yes, sir. Sorry. Oh, you in the coat. Me, sir? Drop off your ID on the way out. You won't be needing it anymore. But, sir... Now get out! Yes, sir. We on our way too, then. Wait. You, the one without the spiky hair. Don't go yet. Me, sir? I'd like a word with you. But, sir, I'm not licensed. You with the spiky hair, you're free to go. But, Mr. Wright? Look, pal, if I told you once, I told you 1,000 times. The chief's office is off limits. But no, you just had to go sneaking in there like that, didn't you? Thought you said you didn't care anymore if you were fired. Yeah, but if I knew it'd be like this, I never would have said it. Now that I've seen the evidence Chief Gant was hiding in his office, I think I'm finally starting to get the picture. But why has she kept eerily silent about it this whole time? Anyway, you listening to me? I'm gonna try to smooth things over with the chief again. Hey, pal. After that, I heard from Emma. She said the police wanted to ask her some questions. So she'll be busy for the rest of the day. February 24th. Detention center. Visitor's room. I see. So the chief asked Emma to come in for questioning. It's no use thinking about it. Tomorrow's the final day in court. I've committed to doing everything I can to defend you, which is why I'm here. But I've already told you all I can. What you told me over these past couple days is absolutely nothing. Not a single useful thing. Really? I believe I did mention something quite important. Something I told you right at the beginning. I said that I was the one who stabbed Detective Goodman. You know, I think I finally figured it out. I know who it is that's lurking behind your words. Mia did a good job mentoring you. I'm rather jealous. Seems Edgeworth was right. Edgeworth? Once you're convinced you know something, no one can persuade you otherwise. Thick-headed is the term he used, I believe. Now's my chance to get her to tell me the rest of the story. Here's a story of a lovely lady. I have to admit, I was more than a little perplexed at first. You insisted you did it, yet there's no incriminating evidence. That's when it hit me. It's not you that you're unwilling to tell the truth. It's that you're incapable. I said that wrong, I'm sorry. It's that you're incapable of doing so because of a certain individual. What an intriguing notion. Certain individual, you say? So you think I'm protecting this person? Protecting? No, I think afraid of is more like it. So I'm not mistaken, the person in question may have persuaded you to silence. For argument's sake, Mr. Wright, whom may I ask is this person you're speaking of? The one I'm supposedly frightened of. What is this person's name? You're afraid of Officer Mike Meekins! No, that would be fucking hilarious. No, it's Gant. Oh, Miss Guy. Mr. Wright, you are addressing the chief prosecutor. Do not forget your place. Take it she's not ready to spill the beans. My apologies. Could you please tell me a bit more about what you think you know? We were partners until 2 years ago. I respected him as a detective. Assuming he is respectable, then tell me something. Why would he try to hide his crimes? His crimes? Both you and Edgeworth will be brought before a board of inquiry for what you did. Specifically hiding and forging evidence. Of course, these are serious offenses. Why is it, though, that Chief Gant's name was never mentioned? Chief Gant? Edward didn't know the truth behind the forgery. The only party who could have possibly tampered with the evidence was me. I had access because I was second in command in that investigation. Yes, you, but also one other, David Gant. If you intend to accuse Chief Gant, you'll need more than just words. Show me proof that Chief Gant falsified evidence in that— Oops! Oh, I thought I accidentally— Phew! I just found this in the safe in the chief's office. This jar piece. And this piece of cloth. Do you know what these are? They're pieces of evidence from the SL9 incident. The person concealing evidence was none other than Chief Gant himself. Now tell me, why are you taking all the blame for him? Touché, Mr. Wright. It's as you surmised. I cannot disobey the Chief's orders, even if it means being found guilty for murder. Why not? Come now, Mr. Wright. You can't possibly expect me to be able to tell you that. 3 days ago, I had no choice but to cooperate. In the murder of Detective Goodman? Or perhaps I should say follow orders. Yes, it's more accurate than cooperate. Although I can't tell you the details, I can say that I was given an order that day. I need you to dispose of Bruce Goodman's body. You'll find it inside the trunk of Miles Edwards' car. Just as I suspected, despite what everyone believes, you were not the one who murdered Detective Goodman. Correct. I was trying to take the body out of Edwards' car. The trunk's lock was broken, and I discovered that murder weapon while inspecting him. A murder weapon? You mean Edwards' knife? No. When I found the body, this was the knife stuck in it. The knife from SL9 incident, serial killer Joe Dark's knife. I couldn't just leave that knife in him, so I took it out and stabbed him with another knife. That would be Edwards' knife? That's right. Even though he was already dead, my hands were shaking at the thought of stabbing him. That's why I ended up cutting my hand. That is the reason for the bandage on your right hand? Yes. Seems that I got blood on the victim's shoe as well. And then she saw me just as I plunged the knife in. And a star, huh? Why did you need to hide Dark's knife so badly? It took a lot of work to finally close the Dark case 2 years ago. It was over with. I didn't ever want it to be opened again. My intent was to prevent that, by whatever means possible. So you hid Dark's knife? The weapon used to stab the detective was evidence in the Joe Dark case. If word got out, which it would, the reporters would have a field day with that. So you wrapped up the knife in your scarf and hid it. In Edward's exhaust pipe. Right. Then I called my sister to tell her what happened and to ask her to hide the knife that was inside my muffler. You asked Emma? I didn't want anyone on the force to know about this. That would explain why Emma is so confident. Well, it's innocent. Speaking of phone calls, I had a bad feeling about one of them that day. Bad feeling? The truth is, after I received those orders from Chief Gant, the first thing I did was make a phone call. Phone call to Patrolman Jake Marshall. To Marshall? Why on earth would you call him? The lead investigator for the SL9 incident had been murdered. I wanted that fact to be kept hidden, and I needed help. He was the only other person I could trust, or at least I thought I could trust him at the time. However, it seems that after I spoke to him, he went off on an escapade of his own. Oh, you mean, not wanting the case to die, he decided to take things in his own hands. He disguised himself as Detective Goodman and tried to steal the evidence. He had already stolen the ID card, but it seems he still hadn't made up his mind to break into the evidence room. After my phone call, any remaining doubts he had must have disappeared. So your phone call caused the incident in the evidence room? I'm afraid that's all I can tell you. But Lana, you've earned my respect, Mr. Wright, both as defense attorney and an investigator. Ow, my head. Excuse me. Yeah. Now, please, don't pursue this any further in court tomorrow. Tomorrow's trial. There's only one way to drive off Lana's demons. Got to get to the bottom of everything. Detective Goodman's a real murderer. And what went down in the chief's office 2 years ago? Yes, save my progress. If I don't finish the trial this part, it'll be finished next part. I'm sure about that. February 25th, 9:47 a.m. District Court. Defendant Lamy number 2. This is the defendant Lamy, alright, but there's no defendant. I've been trying to reach Lana all morning. Where could she be? Where's Emma, for that matter? It almost seems as if something's been happening behind the scenes. Edgeworth? No, you've already figured it out. Who the owner of the 7777777 ID number is, that is? Well, I have a pretty strong hunch. Looks like I'm not the only one who's figured it out. You know, the only reason this trial didn't reach a verdict yesterday is because there was still room for doubt regarding this ID record. If that number does belong to whom you suspect, then no doubt will remain. After all, he hasn't been officially charged with anything. True, not yet. In any event, once all doubt has been removed from that list, I can call for a ruling. 5 minutes, right, and Chief Prosecutor Sky will be found guilty. But she didn't do it! I figured you'd say as much. That's why I came here to hear what you have to say. It's the first time he's ever done something like this. Lana's hiding something, and the only way we'll ever know the truth is to draw it out of her. The truth? Everything goes back to the SL9 incident. Don't be stupid. Today's the last day of the trial. We don't have time to reminisce about the past. That depends on you. If she's found guilty, you'll lose your only chance to find out what really happened. I'll think about it. See you in court, right? This is it. If I'm ever going to find out what Chief Gant has on her, it's now. February 25th, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 9. Court is now in session for the trial of Ms. Lana Sky. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Normally this is when the prosecution puts forth its opening statement. But before that, the police chief has a proposal to make. Chief Gant. Morning, folks. How's everyone doing? Hey, Edgy, back in the pool yet? No, I've been drowning enough as it is in my work. Oh, that's a good one. Don't think I can top that. You don't mind me asking, Chief, what exactly is this proposal of yours? Lana, that is to say, the defendant, has asked me if she could speak directly to the court. She wants to do what? Having heard what she intends to say, I feel she should be granted her request. In the end, it should save everyone a lot of time and trouble. What's this all about, defendant? I'd just like to make one simple request and I'll be finished. Well then, what's your request? Your Honor, I'd like you to put an immediate end to this trial. Huh? I confess to all charges against me. February 23rd of this year, I murdered Detective Bruce Goodman in the underground parking lot of the prosecutor's office. No, Lana! You can't. Your Honor, the defendant's claim does not change the defense's plea. In that case, Mr. Wright, I no longer require your services. But Lana! Your Honor, I hereby forfeit my right to an attorney. The prosecution may lack direct evidence against me, but it has sufficiently proven its case through testimony and circumstantial evidence. I would like you to render your verdict now, if you please. Well, the defendant certainly has the right to self-representation. The request is legally valid, although this is an unprecedented situation. Indeed, it appears there is no further need to continue this trial, even if Mr. Wright may feel otherwise. This can't be happening! It appears the time for a verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant...
Objection!
Miles? One moment, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth? The prosecution has not yet proven the defendant guilty beyond reasonable doubt. Any ruling at this stage would be certainly premature. Come now, Worthy. I understand this is a difficult time for you. But why don't you just be a good little boy and keep your mouth shut, I don't think I care for your tone, Chief Gant. What? Creating another fabrication to cover up your past mistakes. Sorry, but I'm no longer the naive little boy you would have me be. With this sudden confession from the defendant, it's obvious to me some kind of deal was struck behind the scenes. Some kind of deal, huh? Not everyone operates as you do, Worthy. I thought so. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to change its first witness. Oh? To whom? That is first witness, the prosecution would like to call Ms. Emma Skye. I request the court hears her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, I am exercising my right to self-representation. Don't think we need to continue. I don't care what you think, Miss Skye. The exposure of the truth sometimes results in tragedy. However, no matter how tragic the truth may be, it would be an even greater tragedy to avert one's eyes from it. Very well, the court shall grant the prosecution's request. That's okay with you, right, Chief Gant? Worthy, you'll live to regret this. Mark my words. Miss Emma Skye, please take the stand. Looks like Edgeworth has decided to take the horse by the reins. Whew. Wondering why I've been sounding so cheery. I have no idea why, but I feel great. What the hell is Sonic Prime? Now then, witness, please state your name and occupation. My name is Emma Skye. My occupation? I'm Lana's little sister and I want to be a scientific investigator. A few years ago, you encountered the serial killer Joe Dart of the Joe Dart killings. Is this correct? Ow! My glasses are dirty. Hang on. Yeah, fuck, I just smudged him. My finger missed the cloth. Yes, I'm trying my hardest to forget about that, though. Sorry, but I'm afraid I'm gonna have to ask you to recall those events one more time. Mr. Edgeworth, please remember this trial concerns the murder of Detective Goodman. Is an incident that was resolved 2 years ago really all that relevant? Yes, it most certainly is. Well, okay then. You sure gave in fast. Now, please testify about what happened to you 2 years ago. The trip to yesteryear has finally begun. It's bound to lead to the truth behind this trial. Two years ago. I was waiting at my sister's office that day. A man came running in and took me hostage. Neil Marshall rescued me, but I forget what I saw in that instant. The man raised up his knife and stabbed Mr. Marshall in the chest. Objection! No, wait, that's, never mind. It's a good thing you weren't harmed. I passed out. I don't remember much. That's understandable. However, please tell me, Mr. Edward, what does this testimony have to do with Detective Goodman's murder? That will soon become apparent, Your Honor. You've got to admire him for his courage, considering he has no evidence. Very well. The defense may begin his cross-examination. Let's see here. Bum, 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 bum. Stabbed in the back, not the chest. Oh god, I just remember this is touchy. A part with this that is very touchy. Good thing it does not take away any health. It's just fucking bullshit. Anyway. Press, press, press. 2 years ago, the defendant was a detective at the police department, yeah? Yes, she was second in command under the deputy chief police Gant. My sister, she was the best detective ever. Yes, I remember. Deputy Chief Gant and Miss Guy used to be quite the pair. I believe they shared the same office. That's right. I'd always sit at my sister's desk and dream about playing that organ. I wanted to play it that day, too. The police department and the prosecutor's office held a ceremony that day. Lana promised to take me to dinner after she finished work. Dinner! You're my dinner! A man? Yes, Joe Dark. He was a serial killer. Joe Dark was brought in for questioning on the day of that ceremony. We were desperate to get anything on him that would lead to an arrest. When he saw his chance, he fled the room, right? Upon fleeing the room, Dark proceeded to take the elevator. He must have been in a panic because the elevator was going up. Then he ran into Sky and Gant's office. There was a lot of noise coming from outside, so I opened up the door to have a look. That's when I saw him. Whoops! Bum 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 bum. What was the prosecutor doing there? That day there were two people present. That day there were two people present during Dark's questioning: Deputy Chief Damon Gant and Prosecutor Neil Marshall. I almost said Neil Diamond. I almost forgot about Gant. Neil Marshall had just received the King of Prosecutors Award. Young and dedicated, he went straight to the questioning room after the ceremony. I assume that would also be why he was the first to run after Dark. When Dark grabbed me, I thought it was good as dead. And that's when Prosecutor Marshall came running in. I don't clearly remember what happened then, but I'll never forget what a sure image. Hold it. Can you tell us about that? Mr. Marshall jumped on Dark, and then just as the lights went out. The lights? It was just about this time of the year. There was a terrible storm going on, and lightning struck nearby. So the electricity went out? Wait a minute. If it was pitch dark in that room, you shouldn't have been able to see anything, right? Right, but just then lightning flashed again outside. That sudden flash left an unforgettable image of the scene in my mind. I see. told the detective what I saw then. The detective? Yes, Detective Goodman. He was in charge of the case. Detective Bruce Goodman, the victim. Tell me more, tell me more. So you spoke with Detective Goodman about this 2 years ago. Yes, that's what was so scary about this trial. And you told Detective Goodman about what you saw? Yes, but at the time, the words just wouldn't come out. That's why I drew a picture. A picture, yes, I think she mentioned that before. Well, Mr. Wright, have you heard enough? Ask about the picture. The picture what the witness drew. And I believe it has a very important meaning. But the list of evidence like was given 2 years ago didn't contain a picture. Witness, would you mind if we added the statement to your testimony? No, then. He's right here. Remember? Ba-bum.
Objection!
You're overruled. Fuck you, I'm not overruled. Mr. Edgeworth, this little girl put all her heart into that drawing in that picture. And yet you would insist on denying its existence? Huh? Hey, I'm not the bad guy. All I'm saying is that the prosecutor for that case, I wasn't handed such a picture. That may very well be, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Behold! This is the evidence list for the SL9 incident? Please turn it over, Your Honor. Turn it over? Turn it... Ah! What's this? Why do they have trouble understanding that a piece of paper has two sides? Weirdos. Yeah, what is that? Hey, that's it. That's the picture I drew. Indeed. Two men appear to be wrestling here. What's the meaning of this? What are you doing with that list? Me? Only the prosecutor in charge should have access to that list. Huh? These lists, they're different from each other. What? It would appear, Mr. Edgeworth, that the evidence list you were handed 2 years ago was incomplete. These two lists fit together to form one. You can see the marks here where they were torn apart from each other. So you see, Mr. Edgeworth, it's quite obvious what happened 2 years ago. Only half of the evidence in that case ever reached you. What? What? Order! Order! From this guy, why did you draw on the back of your picture on the back of such an important list? Because that's what Detective Goodman handed me in the questioning room, Your Honor. Wait a minute. If this list is torn in half, then that means... Your Honor! You alright, Mr. Wright? Your eyes are bulging from your head. If the evidence list is torn in half, then there might be more of the drawing on the back of Mr. Edgeworth's list. Yes, it's quite conceivable. Mr. Edgeworth? It's possible. Let's see here. Something wrong? Do you even have to ask? Sorry, Your Honor. There's indeed something drawn on the back of my list. It's that thing! That's what I meant! That's... that thing! That thing that was dancing in the evidence room. Clearly, this act of vandalism is the work of a certain chief of detectives. Guess he was out of scrap paper. Yeah! That's what I meant when I said he had something to do with us. But not really. We're bringing you in for questioning. It's said here in the guide. Phoenix proposes that there may be more to the drawing since the list was torn in half. Edgeworth flips over the paper and finds a picture of... oh no. The head of the freaking Blue Badger! What the hell? Edgeworth's reaction is priceless. I love it. Very well, witness. Will you please testify about this picture you drew 2 years ago? Huh? Oh, yes, sir, Your Honor. What's wrong with Emma? She seemed to be thinking about something when she was looking at the picture. This is the picture I drew 2 years ago. The flash of lightning was so bright all I could see was shadows. After that, I must have fainted. This picture shows exactly what I saw in an instant. To think a flash of lightning could burn such an image in your mind. Thanks to that, though, she was able to show us exactly what she saw. Well, I don't see any contradictions here. This clearly shows Joe Dark about the murder of Prosecutor Neil Marshall. The defense may now begin its cross-examination. Did you draw that picture right after the incident? I think I drew it 2 or 3 days later. First, I was in such a state of shock that I couldn't do anything. During that time, the investigation team was reorganized. Detective Goodman was placed in charge, under the direction of Damon Gant and Rose Guy. 2 or 3 days later, the memory should still have been fresh in her mind. Excuse me, witness? Can you please tell us why this picture is painted all black? So at the time, you didn't even know it was Mr. Marshall who can't come to your rescue? No, I couldn't see him clearly. The lighting was so bright, and I was knocked to the floor. You flew. You were knocked to the floor. Dark had a tight grip on me, but when Mr. Marshall jumped on him, I was knocked away. Turned around. Flashy, flashy. That's when the lightning flashed. Poor Emma. Just glad she wasn't hurt. What happened after that? Lightning flashed. Bum 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 bum. Sorry for asking so many times, but are you sure you drew exactly what you saw? Of course, this is the exact scene. What are they influenced in any way from your talks with the detectives? Are you insinuating we somehow manipulated her memory, Mr. Wright? Oh, no, of course not. Don't watch out, or he might find some way to cut my salary. I drew this picture before I heard anything from the detectives, so I don't think anyone's story would have influenced me. Mr. Wright, is there something that's bothering you about that picture? Eh? Oh, well, that's strange. She claims it's exactly the scene that was imprinted in her mind. Yet, there's clearly a contradiction here. Well, we'll continue this next time. Till then, I'm Zombie Bleasel. Stay zombie, and I'm out.